Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, welcome. And if you end up liking this video, please don't hesitate to give me a thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to keep up with the videos that I'm putting out, please don't forget to click on the notification bell. So today, I'm going to show you guys how I make my famous chocolate no-bake cookies. So to get started, I just want to go over some of the things that you're going to need. So you want to go ahead and pull out 2 strips of long wax paper. You're going to need 3 cups of regular oats, 1 stick of butter, 2 cups of sugar, a half a cup of peanut butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, a 1/4 of a cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and a half a cup of vitamin D or whole milk, because that makes the cookies a lot better. So I just want to stress the importance before we get started that it's best to prepare and measure all of your ingredients and lay out your wax paper before you even get started, because the trick to making the best no-bake cookies is that it's going to happen really fast. And once we get the chocolate and everything and all the ingredients boiling on the stove, that you only have 60 seconds to go ahead and remove everything from the fire and get everything started and get all the mixtures mixed in. That's the key. So let's go ahead and get started and get all of our ingredients mixed. Okay, so first I'm going to pull out my sheets of wax paper, and I would say make it about 2.5 feet long, because you never know how much you're going to need. And I'm just going to lay it on my countertop just like that, and I'm going to do 2 just in case we need to roll over into the other sheet. Usually if we do this right and we measure everything out properly, it usually will make about 25 to 30 cookies. Next, I'm just going to go ahead and measure out my 3 cups of regular old-fashioned oats. Next, I measured out 2 cups of my granulated sugar, and then I'm just going to go ahead and remove 1 stick for the butter. Next, I'm going to measure out my 4th cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. Lastly, I'm going to measure out my half cup of vitamin D whole milk. So next, we're going to just use a regular medium-sized saucepan, and we're going to put the fire on medium heat. And the first thing you want to put in the pot is 1 stick of butter, so that can start getting melted down. So once your butter is in, you want to actually mix all 4 ingredients together on the saucepan. So it's going to be the butter, the 2 cups of sugar, cocoa powder, and your half a cup of milk. So while you're waiting for your saucepan and all those 4 ingredients to warm up on the stove, you can go ahead and use your same a half a cup measuring cup that you use for the milk, and measure out your half a cup of regular creamy peanut butter. So it's important that you kind of condense all this down and you're constantly watching all of this, and you kind of just mix it all together as it's heating up. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, it's important that once this comes to a rolling boil, you're going to start your 60 seconds. So it's been about 3-4 minutes here on the stove. It doesn't take long, but you can see all that 2 cups of sugar, your half a cup of milk, your 4th cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, and your butter. It's really started to condense down, and it's really started to melt. And so we're just gonna leave it here just a few more minutes until it starts getting that rolling boil, and then we'll go ahead and take it off the stove and take it off the fire, and then we'll be adding our extra ingredients. I'd like to add too that it's very important that you keep constantly monitoring and you keep constantly stirring, because you don't want it to burn. You can see that it's starting to boil, but it's not quite rolling. So this is the most crucial part, because if it starts to roll and you don't time it just right, then if you let it boil for too long, then your cookies are going to come out really dry and crumbly. And if you don't let it boil long enough, then they're going to come out really mushy. So it started to boil, so I'm going to go ahead and start my timer here for exactly 60 seconds. All right, so we have 5 seconds left, and right at 60 seconds, I'm going to remove the fire. Take the saucepan off the hot part of the stove, remove it, and put it over here on the other side. And this is when I'm going to go ahead and add in my oats. I'm gonna add my 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And I'm gonna start stirring this around just a little bit. And you also wanna go ahead and add in your 1/2 cup of creamy peanut butter all at the same time. And you wanna do this pretty quickly, and then so you can start stirring pretty quickly as well. And so you just wanna keep stirring this all around until you get all the oats completely intermixed with the chocolate that we just created. You can see how that's all mixing pretty well together. All right, next I'm just gonna bring the saucepan over to my wax paper, and I'm just gonna take like a regular size spoon, and I'm just gonna start dipping all this cookie down onto the wax paper. And you can make them as big as your liking, so if you prefer them a little bit bigger, you can, or you can just make them regular sized, smaller, however you prefer. And I just spaced them out on the wax paper, maybe like 1.5 inches away from each other. These cookies are always fun to make. You can always make them for parties, gatherings, events, family events, for your coworkers at work. So I used my first sheet of wax paper already, so I'm gonna go ahead and start on the second part. So I've made about 22 no-bake cookies here, and after I've laid them all down on the wax paper, I just like to go back a little bit just to form them up a little bit. Make them more circular with your spoon. So after we've laid all the cookies down, we're gonna give them about 20 to 25 minutes just to cool, and then we'll come back and try them. So it's been 20 to 25 minutes, my cookies are cooled, and so what you can do is just get like a really nice cookie tray or some type of glassware or container, whatever you want to put your cookies down on. But I chose this, and so you can just use like a simple spoon to transfer the cookies, but I just wanted to show you how you can just like scoop the cookie up off the wax paper like this, and you can really see the consistency. You can see that like they formed a really nice cookie. It's not dry and it's not mushy, it's perfect. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put these all on my cookie tray here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and do my second piece. See how nicely they just scoop right off the wax paper like that? It's always best to use that wax paper because it makes it a lot easier in the end. And so after this, you're already ready for your event, you're already ready for your party, you're already ready for your bake sale, or however you want to use these cookies, but no matter what, they will always end up being a successful treat for anybody. And there you go. They're done. So now it's time to try them. Here we go. All right, so I'm gonna pick one up and just show you guys how it just breaks apart like that. Oh, they look so good, don't they? Oh, wow. You guys are gonna love these, and anybody you make these for, they're absolutely delicious. I cannot wait for everyone to try them. Alright guys, I hope you really enjoyed my tutorial and my video on how I make chocolate no-bake cookies. And if you did, please don't hesitate to give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below, let me know what you all thought about the video. And please subscribe. And please don't forget to turn on the notification bell. So I'll see you guys back next time. Take care. So next, I'm just going to measure out 3 cups of regular oats. Oh my god. Next, you're going to use 2.5 feet worth of wax paper. Next, I'm going to measure out my 2 cups of regular sugar. My gosh, I'm completely out of sugar.